Life can feel expensive these days. Between the cost of living and the cost of housing, sometimes you may feel like you can barely afford to pay your regular expenses, let alone save. But can you imagine the opposite? Not paying to live somewhere, but instead being paid to live there? This may sound too good to be true, but I'm here to tell you that it's not. Number 1, Italy. Italy has several areas that have been reported to pay people to move there, including Candela, Sardinia, and Presicce Acquarica. Today, we're going to focus on the most lucrative among these, which is Presicce Acquarica. If you look at photos of this town, it's hard to believe that such a beautiful place will actually pay you to move there. Located in the heel of Italy's boot, this town is a short drive from the coast and, with it, breathtaking beaches. The town itself is equally incredible, with plenty of historic buildings and great food. But let's get into the details of what I know you're wondering about: the money. Presicce Acquarica is offering 30,000 euros to those who move there, which is the equivalent of a little over $32,000 USD. This town, like many others on this list, has been suffering from a population decline, so the cash bonus is an effort to get people to move there. In order to meet the grant requirements, you will need to buy a house that's been built before 1991 and move your official residency here. Number 2, Canada. Saskatchewan, a province in Western Canada, has recently launched a program meant to combat brain drain, the term used to describe the outflux of educated or professional workers from an area. To be eligible, you need to be a recent college grad from one of the universities on a list of pre-approved institutions. In exchange for agreeing to stay in this province, they'll give you $15,000 annually in tax returns, which you can benefit from for up to 10 years. If you find yourself here, you may choose to settle in one of Saskatchewan's mid-sized cities like Saskatoon, which has a population of about 273,000. But wherever you decide to live, you'll find an affordable cost of living and plenty of opportunities for outdoor recreation. And as an added benefit, you'll also receive free medical care. That's right. Saskatchewan is known as the birthplace of Medicare, and you can bet that its residents take advantage of this. Number 3, Spain. If a daily siesta sounds like your kind of life, you might want to consider being paid to move to the quaint little town of Ponga. Located in Spain's northern mountains, Ponga has a population of about 600 people and is seeking new residents to help boost its local economy and combat population decline. To incentivize people, Ponga is offering new residents about 3,000 euros, which is about $3,200 USD. As an added bonus for those who want to have kids, this town is also offering an additional $3,200 for each baby that's born there. The catch is that you'll need to stay for about 5 years, but that shouldn't be too hard given this town's incredible, peaceful location in the mountains. For instance, you can take advantage of the temperate Mediterranean climate through year-round hikes in the UNESCO-classified nature reserve that sits adjacent to Ponga. Number 4, Chile. If you're an entrepreneur, listen up. Chile's capital, Santiago, is offering about $40,000 to entrepreneurs who are willing to relocate both themselves and their businesses here. This program, known as Startup Chile, began all the way back in 2010. It's basically a seed accelerator program started by the Chilean government in an effort to bring new businesses to the area. To be considered, you'll need to submit a proposal, the details of which can be found on the program's website. If you decide to move here, you'll find yourself living in a vibrant, bustling city with a population of about 5.6 million. According to former expats who have relocated to Santiago, what they love best about this city is the street art scene, vibrant culture, and relatively affordable cost of living when compared to other cities of comparable size. Number 5, Ireland. Another great option for business owners looking to make some money by relocating their businesses is Ireland. It's probably no secret by now that Ireland offers some amazing benefits for business owners, and while this country isn't directly paying you to live there, the incentives are so good that it may feel like they are. After all, there's a reason why companies like Apple, Google, and Facebook have used Ireland as a so-called business tax haven for years, and smaller entrepreneurs may be able to take advantage of these benefits too. Ireland is a great spot for business owners who are looking to live in an English-speaking country. It's equally great for those who like country or city living, as Ireland has both. For instance, you can find yourself in a little cottage nestled in a verdant valley, or live in Dublin, recently named one of the best cities in the world for its music, nightlife, and maybe most important, safety. Now, I will note, before we move on, that Ireland, in response to some backlash, recently adjusted their tax policy slightly to try and reduce the prevalence of tax avoidance. However, it seems like businesses will still be able to benefit from moving here, as Ireland's adjustment is an increase on taxes on profits from 12.5% to just 15%, which isn't a huge change. Number 6. Croatia. In the US, the median house sale as of April 2023 was about $408,000. But what if I told you there was a place where you could buy a house for as little as 16 cents? You might think I'm making this up, but I'm not. In fact, the municipality of Legrad in Croatia has been seeing a decline in population. So, in 2021, it started to offer some pretty crazy incentives to try and get people to move there, including selling homes for 16 cents. In addition to a really cheap home, Legrad will also pay you $4,000 towards home refurbishments. The catch is that you'll need to be able to prove financial stability, be under 40, and commit to living there for at least 15 years. If you decide to make the move, you'll find yourself living in northern Croatia amongst a population of about 2,240 and enjoying a rural, peaceful way of life. If you decide to travel around Croatia, you can get to Dubrovnik in about 7 hours, or Croatia's capital, Zagreb, in about an hour and a half by car. Number 7. Switzerland. If your dream is to live in a place that looks like it's straight out of a postcard, Switzerland may be your spot. In fact, Switzerland has been named one of the most beautiful places to live in the entire world. And if you play your cards right, you may even be able to be paid to live here. After years of suffering from a significant population decline, especially when it comes to young people, the Swiss town of Albinen is trying to recruit more people through good old-fashioned cash. That's right, this town of about 240 people is offering approximately $27,000 to those who move here, plus what's equivalent to approximately $11,000 if you have children. To be eligible, you do need to meet a few requirements. First, you have to be under 45 and agree to be a resident here for at least 10 years. And you also need to be a citizen or permanent resident of Switzerland. Additionally, you need to agree to purchase a property that's a minimum of about $214,000. If you decide to try and make the move here, you'll find yourself living in a peaceful, quaint little village that's off the beaten path. Given its small population, you'll also get to know pretty much every one of your neighbors. Plus, every morning, you can enjoy a cup of coffee overlooking the breathtaking Swiss Alps. Number 8. Taiwan. If you're looking to be paid to move somewhere without needing to establish a permanent residence, Taiwan may be a great fit for you. While this isn't exactly being paid just to move there, Taiwan will pay you a pretty handsome sum if you move there to teach English. In fact, out of all of the countries that pay native English speakers to teach, Taiwan pays some of the most, at anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 per month. That may not sound like a ton, but according to Nomad List, you can easily get by in cities like Taipei on that salary. And on the weekends and during holidays, you can find yourself lounging on white sandy beaches or exploring the streets and food scene in the bustling city of Taipei. Number 9. Greece. Have you dreamed of living on a remote island somewhere and waking up every day to the sound of ocean waves lapping on the shore? Well, the Greek island of Antikyththera may be just what you're looking for. This island is only about 7 square miles, has a population of only a few dozen residents, and is located a 9-hour ferry ride from Athens. I wasn't kidding when I said remote. Because the population of this island is so small and continues to decline, the Greek Orthodox Church is paying families to move there. If you decide to make the move here, you'll not only get a home and land as part of the deal, but you'll also be paid 500 euros or about $535 USD each month for the first 3 years. Number 10. Mauritius. Mauritius is a little island community in the Indian Ocean just east of Madagascar. For those of you looking for an island paradise with maybe just a little more to do than the Greek island of Antikyththera that I mentioned earlier, this may be a great fit for you. And with this nation's white sandy beaches, turquoise water, and tropical climate, every day can feel like a vacation living here. And the best news is that you can get paid to live here. That's right, Mauritius is paying startups 20,000 Mauritian rupees, which is about $433 to move here. No, it's not a ton of money, but keep in mind that the cost of living is very affordable here. In order to be eligible, you just need to present your existing startup or startup idea to a committee, who will then decide whether to approve you for the grant. If you're retiring this year, you may have envisioned yourself moving to a tropical paradise like Florida or Hawaii. However, if you've looked at the cost of living in some of the top retirement communities in those states, you may have been blown away by the prices. But you don't have to let your dream of retiring adjacent to white sandy beaches get away from you. In fact, there are island paradises you can retire to cheaply outside of the U.S. Number 1. Isla Mujeres, Mexico. Located across the Bahia de Mujeres, or Bay of Women, from Cancun, Isla Mujeres is a growing spot for expats and remote workers, and may be the perfect place for you to consider retirement. This island is home to about 23,000 residents, including expats and locals like artists and fishermen. It's known for being a friendly and vibrant community, nestled amongst white sandy beaches and the turquoise water of the Caribbean Sea. While this island may be small, it's only about 15 minutes by ferry to Cancun. So, you're located within reach of all the amenities that Cancun has to offer. And it's on this list, which means that it's affordable to live here. International Living, for instance, reports that as of 2020, a couple could live a lavish lifestyle on Isla Mujeres with only $2,500 to $3,500 a month. Number 2. Bali, Indonesia. In the past, you may have considered Bali as a spot for your annual vacation, but have you ever thought about moving here? If you're looking for an affordable island lifestyle, you may want to consider this Indonesian island. International Living reports that you can get a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom place for under $1,000 per month, and you can easily live here off of less than $2,000 per month all in. Ubud is one of the most popular cities on this island for expats, with a little over 74,000 people. This city is located in central Bali and is about 14 miles from the nearest beach. Nomad List says that the cost of living in Ubud is about $1,186 per month, including rent. Canggu is another popular city for expats. Made up of about 40,000 people, it's a resort community on the coast with some of the most beautiful beaches that this island has to offer. The cost of living here is slightly higher than in Ubud, but not by much. It's only about $1,296 per month for an individual. If the low cost of living isn't enough to sway you, you may be interested to know that many people speak English here. It's relatively safe, and people are generally considered very friendly. Number 3. Koh Samui Thailand. International Living named this island of about 70,000 one of the best islands to retire based on factors like affordability and healthcare. Koh Samui is easily accessible in terms of airports, so it's a good location if you're looking to come and go frequently. The island also has 4 private hospitals, so is relatively well established in terms of healthcare. Healthcare and airports aside, Koh Samui is incredibly beautiful and is home to world-class beaches. There are also plenty of expat communities here. When it comes to the cost of living, I also have good news for you. According to Nomad List, you can live a middle to upper middle class lifestyle on less than $1,300 per month. Number 4. Crete, Greece. While Crete fits more under the Mediterranean climate umbrella than strictly tropical, with its beautiful sandy beaches and more palm trees than you can count, you'll still get your fair share of island paradise if you choose to relocate here. Crete is a particularly great place to retire if you're looking for easy access to Europe and the ability to travel throughout the continent during your retirement. It's relatively easy to access by plane, being only an hour flight away from Athens. You can also take a high-speed ferry, but that does take significantly longer at about 6.5 hours. Chenya is one of the most popular retirement communities here and has a population of approximately 54,000. And according to Nomad List, you can get by on only about $1,895 per month. Number 5. Puerto Rico. If you're an American, you'll find that Puerto Rico is one of the easiest places, legally speaking, for you to retire on this list, as it's an American territory. San Juan has the biggest expat retirement community in Puerto Rico and is home to tons of culture, great food, and of course, practically year-round sun. If you're looking for an upper middle class to upper class lifestyle, you'll be paying about $2,698 per month as an individual. However, according to Nomad List, if you're willing to live a little more like a local, you can easily get by on less than $1,700 per month. If San Juan's population of 335,000 is larger than what you're looking for, you might find another retirement community, Dorado, to be more up your alley. This city has a population of about 36,000 and is known for its high-end lifestyle and beautiful golf courses. Given the upscale nature of this community, however, it does run a bit more expensive than San Juan. Number 6. Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic is one of the easiest places to get to on this list, as there are frequent direct flights between this country and Europe or North America. It's also becoming an increasingly popular retirement destination, and if you've ever looked at photos of this country's 1,000 miles of coastline and white sandy beaches, it's probably not hard to understand why. Las Terrenas is one of the more popular retirement areas. Located in the north of the country on the Samana Peninsula, this community has a profoundly European feel to it, in part because of the international population it attracts. According to International Living, a couple can get by here on about $2,500 per month, while an individual should easily be able to survive on less than $2,000 monthly. Number 7. Phu Quoc Vietnam. You might not think of Vietnam when you envision moving to a tropical island, but the island of Phu Quoc more than fits this description. About 180,000 people live on this island, including a small expat community of a few hundred people. Phu Quoc has about 93 miles of coastline and is home to many of those white sandy beaches you're probably drooling over by now. And there's good news for you if you're considering relocating here. It's affordable. In fact, Nomad List says that the average person can get by on only $1,000 per month, making this one of the cheapest places on our list. However, I will note that this island is a little bit more remote than some of the other places we've talked about so far. so it may be more suited for the adventurous types among you. Number 8. Malta. Like Greece, I will note that Malta has more of a Mediterranean climate, but it's still got those palm trees, sandy beaches, and year-round sun. Malta has a population of about 534,000. Located in the Mediterranean Sea just south of Sicily, here you can get by on as much as $2,300 monthly if you're living large, or as little as $1,080 a month if you're willing to live a bit more down to earth. A furnished 2-bedroom in the city of Sliema runs about $1,000 a month. A place with a view of the breathtaking Mediterranean, on the other hand, may cost you about $1,500 a month. Aside from its natural beauty and the opportunity to enjoy the Mediterranean lifestyle firsthand, English is widely spoken in Malta, making it a great spot for expats and retirees. Number 9. Ambergris Caye, Belize. Ambergris Caye is Belize's largest island and the most popular destination in the country. Located here is the Belize Barrier Reef, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, along with tons of restaurants, luxury beach resorts, and great culture. It's also a popular spot for expats and is known for its combination of natural beauty and upscale amenities. San Pedro is the main town and has about 10,000 year-round residents. You can fly to the mainland in under an hour, making this remote enough to feel like you're in your own private island paradise. The best part, of course, is that you can live cheaply here. If you live like a local and find an apartment slightly outside of the city, for instance, you can get by on about $1,000 per month. However, if you're looking for more of an upper-class lifestyle, you should expect to spend more, as much as $4,000 per month. Number 10. Bocas del Toro, Panama. This province in northeast Panama is actually a group of 9 islands. Over the years, it's developed a thriving expat scene, with most expats living on the main island, Isla Colón, which is home to the town of Bocas Town. This incredibly scenic island has beautiful beaches and miles of rainforest. It's great for the outdoorsy person as it has a more off-the-radar feel to it. Bocas Town itself, for instance, only has a population of a little less than 8,800 people, and you can definitely live cheaply here. International Living, for instance, states that you can find a 2-bedroom apartment for anywhere from $450 to $1,000 per month, and that all in, you can comfortably retire here on about $1,100 to $2,200 per month.